evening, YouTube. Metalhead Weatherman here. Hopefully you guys are doing well. In this one, we are covering the tropical update here that I've been promising. So we do these once a week on the channel unless something more significant is happening on this side of the spectrum. And really, there's not much to be expected over the course of the next week for sure. This area right here is the only area to watch, and really, it's going to be heading into a more so unfavorable environment. There is a 10% chance of this developing into a tropical cyclone. I don't think this is going to even hold up to that 10% for too much longer either, as we can expect this to probably be downgraded just as quickly as it's popped up here. This is in an area where the waters are relatively cool and there's a lot of wind shear right now, especially to the south of the storm. This is probably going to end up pushing the storm into further cooler waters, and as a result, we won't see too much happening. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the storm looks like on satellite here. I'm going to get this moving at a good pace here so we can see everything. But this looks like where the center of circulation could end up being. You can see a little bit of counterclockwise spin with both of these little sections right here. And a great example of the wind shear right here. You can see clouds moving off in this direction and this direction. So those veering winds are there and right here. And with this wind shear to the south, that's going to affect the southern flank of the storm, not allowing it to get to where the warmer waters would be, which would be a lot further to the south here. To put in perspective just how cool these waters are, you would say that right at about 28 degrees Celsius, because that's what this map is showing. It's showing in Celsius. 28 degrees Celsius, which is this yellow area right here, is where sea surface temperatures will be sufficient enough for tropical development. Over here is where this storm is developed, right here where I have the cursor. This is over towards the Azores and the Canary Islands. We're barely breaking 20 Celsius as of right now today. And with this storm expected to be pushed further off to the north and east here, we can pretty safely say that this isn't going to do much of anything. It would take I would almost say if hell froze over kind of deal to see if this storm would actually develop. But never say never. Weather has been teaching us for years, for ages, that she does what she wants when she wants. But based off of general knowledge here, I'm going to guess this is not going to develop. That being said, though, I'll put it in perspective for you real quick. Here's a calculator. Let's say the water over towards the Azores is about 22 degrees Celsius, 71.6. At about 28 degrees Celsius, that would be 82 degrees. Rather ideal for a tropical development, or right at the cutting edge of it. But yeah, these waters, if the waters were at this temperature, I'd be a little bit more optimistic about its chance of development. But with it being almost 11 degrees cooler than what would be the bare minimum, I would say, I don't really give it too much a chance. And then again, like I said before, with the wind shear, which is what we're seeing here on this map here, not really going to be doing it too many favors here. And this pattern is going to be persisting into the foreseeable future. This is going to be heavily dominated by a ridge here, which is also going to inhibit tropical development across this region. Nothing uncommon considering the fact that this region tends to be pretty quiet during the first half of hurricane season. This main development region really doesn't start to go off here until we get towards about, I would say, maybe late July into August and September. It'll hang around in October, and then by November, this area usually starts to quiet back down. That being said, the area of interest that we need to usually watch during this time of year is going to be just off the coast here, towards the Gulf of Mexico. And the water temperatures across the Gulf are a little bit more ideal. We're getting close to that 28 degrees Celsius mark there. Towards the Caribbean islands, the Caribbean region, we're seeing an increase in temperature there. And then also just off the Atlantic coast is a little bit more ideal. Problem is with that, the wind shear is really strong right now. So as a result, any storms that try to form, the tops of them are going to be blown off by this wind shear. And as a result, I wouldn't expect too much in the way of development. There is a small pocket over here where we may see an opportunity for a brief window for development. but this will only come along with any sort of cold fronts that pass through the country here. You always have to watch towards the southern fringes of that. If it makes it all the way into the Gulf, for potential to exist for tropical cyclone development. So as a whole, not really a whole lot to be concerned with here as far as any sort of potential impacts to land or really development either. I mean, of course, every day these models will change, so if an update is needed, we will be, of course, providing on this channel here. So as a whole, I'm not right now concerned about any development. Just a quick summary for you guys. If there's anything that I'll be concerned about, that might be severe weather, which I will have an update on that potential later into the month within the next few days. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You found it useful. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button, decimate that subscribe button, and face kick that share button. This has been Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video.